Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our 2024 Fall Sports Awards Night for the Tempe All-City Association. My name's Dan Nero, and I'm very honored to be here this evening to help recognize a very special group of great young people, along with those who support these student athletes, their families, their friends, teachers, coaches, school administration, and district administration. For over 40 years, the Tempe All-City Association has honored young men and women who have excelled in athletics and many other parts of their school campuses and communities at our Tempe Union High School district schools. Back in 1983, Tempe Union and community leaders came together. Leaders such as Dr. Fred Wood, who is here with us tonight, a local dentist and former president of the Tempe Union School Board. They got together and said, hey, we want to find a way to honor all sports. Yeah, there's sports like football that might get some extra ink and things like that, but they want to honor all the sports. And tonight, we're going to honor all of the fall sports that the district provides along with the AIA. Don Wilkinson, Marge Purcell, Doug Royce, Joe Sporcali, and Dick Neuheisel were other standouts in the community that wanted to start this All-City Association, and they've kept it going for over 40 years, as I mentioned. Many, many thanks to those individuals for doing that. I want to extend a big thank you to the Mountain Point High School staff, especially Principal Tamika Banks, Assistant Principal and Athletic Director Aaron Frana, and Administrative Assistant Molly Wiley for hosting us tonight. At each district school, many people support our students, especially the principals and athletic directors. I'd like to recognize those individuals tonight. From Tempe High, Principal Brian Gilliford and AD Shelley Arredondo. From McClintock, Principal Mayra Irayo and AD Jermaine Whitaker. From Marcos Deniza, Principal Brent Brown and AD Lenica Reese. At Corona del Sol, Principal Nate Cleve and AD Sylvester Glover. And at Desert Vista, Principal Stacy White and AD Bijou Padamamadan. I'd also like to extend a big shout out to the Mountain Point video streaming crew who will be capturing tonight's proceedings, and I believe they'll be going live tomorrow on the district website, so you can enjoy those at that time as well. None of this could happen without our district athletic director, Dave Huffine, and administrative assistant Jamie Sanchez. So thank you so much to Dave and Jamie for pulling all this together. Indeed, we have a full evening tonight, and we're here to honor everyone. With that in mind, once a sport is called, the coaches will come up to the ramp, and one at a time they'll come up to the podium, call up your student athletes, whether you have one or several. The coaches will introduce themselves, introduce the student athletes, and make sure you recognize the parents and families who might be here tonight. In respect of everybody's time, we'll keep it to 1 to 2 minutes per athlete. Athletes, once we're done, we'll proceed with our coach over to Mr. Huffine. He'll give out the plaques. You'll head back to your seat. And after we're all done, out in the lobby, Carly and Tavo Ruffo with Southwest Portraits are going to be taking pictures, and we'll have refreshments for all. So we look forward to getting things going. We're very, very excited. And let's start with badminton. Coaches from Corona and Desert Vista, please step up.
Good evening. I'm Coach Chico Rodriguez from Corona. I coach badminton. And tonight I am proud to honor the Corona badminton doubles team, Joy Takeshi, accompanied by her parents, Alan and Cody. And Tabitha Siwak, accompanied by her parents, Andrea and Jason, sister Natasha, and brother Logan. So as co-captains, they set an incredible example for their teammates who admired and looked up to their leadership both on and off the court. They were both standout players on the team. Their dedication and drive helped them reach the quarterfinals in the state tournament. And despite joining the program later than most, Joy and Tabitha made an immediate and lasting impact. Positive attitudes, effort, and leadership throughout the season was truly inspiring, and their contributions to the team were a key part of our success. They would both like to thank their families for their love and support shown throughout their careers. Congratulations, Joy and Tabitha.
Hello, I am Desert Vista badminton coach, Susan Slavin, and this is my player, Leka Shrivastava. Leka is a 4-year varsity badminton athlete who has had the #1 ranking spot for Desert Vista all 4 years. Her season record was 31-1, dropping only one doubles match. Moving into the state tournament, she was ranked #1 for the singles division. She placed, just as a little background, she placed top 8 in the state as a freshman. She placed top 4 in the state as a sophomore. She won silver last year, and this year she fulfilled her dream and mine by winning state and becoming this year's singles Division I champion. She became an intimidating opponent this year because she had such comfort and grace in her match playing this year that her opponents were actually a little nervous to play her because she barely moved around the court but was able to get all of her shots. She's a great example of working off-season really hard at her craft and then being able to give 100% during the season. She's singularly one of the nicest, kindest young people you may ever get to meet. She has won numerous scholarly awards and has a true interest in learning. She would love to attend her dream college, UCLA, and she plans on majoring in computer science. She's not sure where she'd like her career to go, but she does want to work in a field that blends computer and social sciences as well as is engineering inclusive. Congratulations, Leka, on a wonderful season.
I also want to thank Stacia Wilson, our superintendent, for being here tonight. I know she's very, very busy with a lot of things on her plate, but to attend here to see these great young people, we really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Cross country is up next for our girls and our boys. Coaches, please come on up.
Good evening. My name is Brian Crane. I'm the head girls cross-country coach at Corona del Sol. I'm very proud for my athlete here. This young lady is very special. This is the conclusion of her junior year of the cross-country season, so we have one more year with her, so I'm very proud to introduce Addison Stewart. I believe Addie deserves all city honors because no one works harder on her team. She really deserves a recognition this evening. She's also a phenomenal student in the classroom. She has aspirations to run in college. I know she's going to be successful wherever she ends up. She has showed interest in cross country and track in college, so that's awesome too. And senior year is going to be something else. I'm really excited. Congratulations, Addie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bijou Padmanabhan. I'm the athletic director at Desert Vista. I'm representing Coach Hansen. He's Kyrene's district athletic director, so he's in the middle of middle school playoffs currently. I'm going to go ahead and read what he wrote. Good evening. First, thank you to the Tempe All-City Association for having such an event to recognize Tempe Union's great student athletes and their accomplishments. We're here to recognize Tempe Union's cross-country runner of the year from Desert Vista, Maxton Klein. Max is a 4-year runner for the Thunder and was able to progress each season and drop his time in the process. He started as an 18-12 freshman and was able to finish with a 16-04 his senior year. He finished in 30th place at the AIA State Championships as the Thunder's top runner. Max carries a 4.17 GPA and is also heavily involved in the Desert Vista Orchestra. He's awaiting word on being accepted into Barrett, the Honors College at Arizona State University in the fall of 2025. Please recognize Maxton Klein.
Now we have boys golf, coaches from Corona and Desert Vista. Please come on up. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pete Salazar, and I'm the boys golf coach at Corona del Sol High School. Thank you all for being here tonight to recognize all the athletes throughout the district, and thank you to the Tempe All-City Committee for putting on another great event. I am honored tonight to introduce two of my golfers, Hogan O'Malley and Tyler Waya. Hogan is here tonight with his parents Cheryl and Sean, and he had a great year for us, finishing 10th overall at the state tournament. He finished the regular season ranked 6th overall in Division I, and he was also named to the first team All-Central region this year. Just recently, he was also named to the Arizona Republic All-Arizona Boys Golf Team for 2024. He will be back next year. He's only a junior. And then he'll be off to the University of Arizona, where he's committed to play golf. Mr. Hogan O'Malley. Tyler is here tonight with his parents, Katie and Wayne. This is Tyler's third straight Tempe All-City Award. And for golf, that's a pretty big deal. He's always been the quiet leader of our team. You know, this year he finished the regular season ranked 3rd in Division I, and then went on to finish 16th overall at the state tournament. He was named second team All-Central Region by the coaches, and next year he will be playing golf at one of the best junior colleges in the country, South Mountain Community College. Mr. Tyler Waya.
Hello, good evening. My name's Matt Russo. I'm the head golf coach at Desert Vista High School, and I'm here to present Jacob Stanley. So first off, thank you to the All-City Association for putting this on. You guys do a great job doing this every year. Parents Amy and Josh as well for raising such a good young son, as well a good member of our team. Thank you to all the administrators for everything you guys do for our schools and our district office as well. So Jacob was the leader of our team as a sophomore. He was the leader of our team as a freshman. This kid's a stud golfer. He's really good. The heart he has to go out and compete in the off season, and build his game. What he did from his freshman year to his sophomore year was awesome. And he was really good as a freshman too. He made the state tournament as a freshman. This year he led our team in scoring average. So his 18-hole scoring average was negative 1.72 strokes under par per 18. But the cool thing as well is how you play when the pressure is the biggest. He shot his career low round day one of state, which was awesome. He shot a 5 under par, 67, absolutely threw darts out there, with the second lowest score our team has had in the history of the state tournament. Backed it up on day two, playing just as well, just didn't make quite as many putts. But he finished in 4th place individually this year. Earned his name on our DV Golf Hall of Fame sharpshooters plaque we have upstairs where we all meet for our golf team before tournaments and stuff. So pretty cool feather in his cap for that. His ball striking is absolutely outstanding. Iron play is really what he improved in. The balance he has, tempo through the ball, his putting, his chipping. Those of you guys that may golf in the audience, this kid does it all, right? With the power and then having the finesse to, really be able to score, which is what he really improved on this year, is just that consistency, right? What that baseline is when you're not playing your best golf that day, that baseline raised dramatically, right? That even when he's not playing his best, he could still hold par, or sometimes under par, even not playing his best. Which is awesome. And his leadership skills as a sophomore kind of set the tone for our team on how to do things, right? How you show up, how you compete, and then how you handle yourself after competition. So again, Jacob is only a sophomore. Looking forward to how good this kid's going to be in the next couple years. So Jacob Stanley.
All right, Coach, come on up from Desert Vista for girls golf.
Thank you so much. It is an honor to have 2 female golfers, Whitney Strauss as well as Madeline Wynn. If you could please come up. These 2 ladies have represented Desert Vista in the All-City Awards this evening. They have demonstrated excellence, integrity, as well as success while playing at Desert Vista all 4 years that they have been competing. They're incredible. First off, I'd like to speak on Whitney Strauss. Whitney has played in the state tournament all 4 years that she's been here. Some other highlights were finishing 22nd in state this year with a score of 81-81. She scored an 80 at the Prescott Invitational in the beginning of the season, and she is a member of the NHS with a GPA of 4.26, which is incredible. Good for you. Good job. Her future plans, she plans on attending an in-state college and in the pursuit of finance. Good for you. All right, the next one, Miss Wynn. So, Miss Wynn has played also all 4 years with Desert Vista. She started out the year scoring under par in her qualifying round. She was able to finish 16th in state with the scores of 76 and 80. And she has the lowest score on the Corona DV match where she scored an even par 36. The next one, Madeline holds the school record at Desert Vista with a score of 4 under par at the Prescott Invitational. Madeline has future plans on attending NAU with an interest in psychology or business. I would also like to thank the Winns as well as the Strausses for everything you've done for us and the daughters. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, following our program, let's have the ladies with flag football, please. Coaches, come on up.
Good evening. My name is Laquette Tirado Holt, and I am the flag football coach at Corona del Sol. I am presenting proudly to, going to start first with Sofia Villon, who is in attendance with her parents, Ron and Brooke Villon. Sophia is truly a standout athlete, not just for her natural talent, but also her dedication and determination. Sophia may only be a freshman, but her accomplishments speak volumes. Her hard work, passion, and remarkable talent have made a significant impact in our program, and it's clear that this is only beginning of her incredible journey. We are proud of everything Sophia has accomplished this season. She has demonstrated incredible flexibility and skill making and impact on both sides of the ball. 722 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, 16 total interceptions, and 38 flag pulls for the season. Her ability to excel in multiple areas speaks to her hard work and understanding of the game. She is a true inspiration, and we're excited to see how she continues to grow and shine in years to come. This evening, Sophia would like to thank her parents for all their love and support this season. Next, it is my privilege to present this award to Bridget Leva, who's in attendance with her parents, Graham and Amy, and her grandma, Sherry. In this second year with the program, Bridget has shown incredible growth, dedication, and leadership. When we needed her most, she courageously stepped in as a quarterback, delivering impactful stats on both sides of the ball. She stayed most consistent as receiver with 368 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns, but is also a playmaker on defense with 2 interceptions and 41 flag pulls. Her commitment to working on her game outside of practice has been instrumental in elevating her level of play, deepening her knowledge, and shows her love and respect for this sport. Beyond her accomplishments on the field, Bridget is a trusted leader, encouragement for her teammates, and is someone they can rely on for guidance. This award is a testament to her work ethic and dedication. Bridget would like to also thank her parents for their support and looks forward to showing out her next year as a senior. Congratulations, girls.
Good evening. My name is Derek Herring. I'm the flag coach at Desert Vista High School, and we are privileged to have 3 athletes who are recognized for All City. I will start with Jacqueline Jimenez. Thank you. Jackie was actually our MVP for our team this year. She's an amazing athlete and came to us with an extensive lacrosse background, but had played flag before. But she's a natural flag player. She runs and throws equally well. She passed 154 times with 92 receptions and 1,033 yards for a 66% completion rate. She had 13 passing touchdowns and an 86.3 quarterback rating. She carried the ball 77 times for 82 yards and had 8 touchdowns. So she had a total of 1,855 yards and 21 touchdowns. She's amazing. I guess I know I only got 2 minutes. I have a whole page full of stuff, so I'm trying to pare it down here. But the one thing I really appreciate about her, she's very coachable. She's an excellent athlete. She leads by example. And I guess most proud is that we always profess as coaches that these are student athletes, and she is no exception. Proud to say that she demonstrates excellence by performance, by being on the honor roll with a 4.17 GPA, and she has already earned a scholarship offer from San Diego State University where she intends to study business. That's Jacqueline. Next up is Navia Jones. Navi actually turned 15 over the summer, so I was really, as her coach, I was shocked. I didn't realize she was that young. She's another two-sport athlete that can probably play any sport she wants to play. This year, she actually earned this position on the stage tonight, playing a new position. I asked her to play at the beginning of this year to play safety for us, and she did it reluctantly, but she did it. She had 2 interceptions in our first game. She finished with 7, including an 80-yard interception return in our playoff game that was nearly a touchdown. She also had 12 solo tackles, 19 total, and did this in 9 games because she had an injury. I believe that Navia has the skills to be a top player on either side of the ball, not just the city, but in the state. Only a sophomore, she is another naturally gifted, instinctive, and intelligent player who only gets stronger faster and ultimately even better over time. That's Navia. And last but certainly not least, I'm sorry, I was supposed to say who is here with them as far as their parents. So Jackie has mom, sister, mom and grandparents, and Navi has mom, sister, nephew. Thank you. And McKenna has a lot of family here. She has mom, dad, grandparents, boyfriend. Who am I missing? Sister. Sorry, Morgan. But this is McKenna Philpott. In preparation for this ceremony, I noticed a reoccurring theme, and actually all these players typify this. They had the biggest impact on our season by playing multiple positions or willing to change altogether. McKenna did this as well. She was playing safety for us last year, but during the offseason, the coaches and I thought it'd be better if we moved her to corner, and she's here, and we're here because of it. She's a very smart player, combined with her athleticism, was a great fit at corner. She led the defense with 35 total tackles, 24 of which were solo. She had 2 interceptions that were in key situations that helped us win. It's been great to see her develop and have a complete command of and confidence at this position by season's end. I think the most gratifying part about Kenna for me is seeing her personally grow personally and in the sport. McKenna's a player who always shows up, works hard at practice, encourages her teammates, and develops her game on her own in the offseason. As a coach, you can only hope that other players take notice and are inspired by her drive and commitment. An all-star off the field as well. She is on the honor roll and currently achieving a 4.17 GPA in preparation for college to study marketing or athletic training. Please join me in celebrating these fine Lady Thunder student athletes.
Hello, I'm Darcy Boggs. I'm the assistant principal for activities at Marcos Deniza. I am up here unexpectedly, so I'm going to kind of go off the fly here and introduce 2 of our amazing students. We have Jaden King, who is here with her mom and dad, and MC, and her sister, and her boyfriend, and her boyfriend's mom. So she's got a great support system here. And then we also have Elena Tavina, who is here with her mom and dad and her brother. And both of these ladies, I've seen them out on the field. They're amazing. Elena is one of our offensive players, and Oh, that's right, wide receiver, I'm sorry. And then we have Jaden King, who is a defensive player and a blitzer. And I've seen them on campus, seen them on the field, and they have done amazing things. And so I'm really proud to be here and proud to see our Marco students recognized, especially how fast this program has grown from the spring, to see them out there in the spring and to actually see them out there today. So congratulations to both of you.
Good evening. I'm Coach Clinton Taylor from McClintock, and this is my assistant, Coach B from McClintock. First of all, I'd like to start off by thanking the Tempe Association, our principal, Ms. Arroyo at McClintock, and our outstanding AD, Jermaine Whitaker from McClintock. I'm going to start with Isabella Smith. What a player, versatile. She played wide receiver for us. She played safety for us. She was our kicker. She was our punter. She can do it all. Outstanding player, outstanding person, and she's going to do good in life altogether. Our next player is Jalissa Menendez, one of the most versatile players, I think, in the state also, along with Isabella. She played running back for us. She played slot. She played wide receiver. She played linebacker. She played quarterback. She did it all for us. What an outstanding player. Just unbelievable. I believe they are the two of the best players in the state of Arizona when it comes to girls flag football. I don't mention this very often. I don't mention my son, but my son is currently a coach in the NFL, and I brag about Jalissa and Isabella to him all the time. So we'll see where it goes from there. But what outstanding players they are. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. Head coach Sergio Ramirez here for Mountain Point High School. We've got 3 of our 6 players here nominated. If you guys want to come on out this side. I'm going to mention them all, and even the ones that aren't here, to make sure that we give them their due respect and honors for being here. But before we do it, once again, I'm really excited. Once again, last year we did this for the first time with girls flag football. Thank you to the association for obviously doing this again and being such a big deal, and we're super proud of the 6 girls we have, so please clap it up one time for the association and these girls here. I'd be remiss if I didn't start out by saying that we obviously had a tremendous season, and although 6 of these girls here receiving this award, I just want to say how excited we were for a season and finishing as 5A state runners-up. So ladies, great job with that so far this season. Individually, I'm going to start with Jordan Carrier here, number 3 for us. She's receiving honors here tonight for a wide receiver, but she's also a two-way player for us, and she also received all region as DB as well. So she's a two-way player for us as a senior. This is her first time receiving all city. Jordan for sure had a breakout season for us this particular year on offense, scoring 14 touchdowns this season, particularly a sure-handed receiver in the red zone for us, and crucial downs. We could always count on her to make a big play when we needed to. She was also voted as team captain throughout the season, and it was quite the exciting part as we're going through her senior year to see her flourish and develop her game on both sides of the ball. Primarily last season, she was a big-time defensive player for us, and as she continued to develop and work, she continued to get better. And again, like I said, with 14 touchdowns and pushing us through the season and being a player that we could count on for her senior year. She's been a pleasure to coach. I've seen her mature greatly, and excited to have her tonight. She's here with her mom, Jessica, and congratulations to you both on the season. Next up, we have Amaya Moreno, number 1, quarterback, class of 2027. Amaya, this is her second time receiving All-City. She received it last year as a freshman as well. Amaya was also a team captain and leader of our team, and also coincidentally was a two-way player for us, which for some of you may remember last year, she played primarily only offense, and this year we gave her the go-ahead to play both ways, and she did not disappoint. Although receiving honors here today for offense, she also received Region Player of the Year for both sides of the ball and was an MVP for us as well. At quarterback, I'm going to hit you with some astonishing numbers here on the season that she had. Amaya threw for 65 touchdowns this particular season with over 5,000 yards passing. And let's not stop there. That's just throwing the ball. She used her legs as well and added 13 touchdowns rushing the ball with over 1,000 yards rushing as well. Cannot stress enough how amazing of a season that was. But in the classroom, she gets it done as well. She carries a 3.91 GPA and is just really unstoppable as the true example of a student athlete for us this season. She aspires to play at the next level as well, but still has 2 more years to continue to do things like she's been doing. I'm excited for her parents, Frank and Maria Moreno, here tonight. Please give it up for Amaya Moreno. Next up will be Mariah Green. She's not with us here tonight, but still want to talk about her tremendous season. Number 25, she received honors as wide receiver for us this year. She's a junior, and this is actually her first time receiving All-City awards. She was also a team captain for us and a two-way player. Mariah had another fantastic season, but really broke out on the offensive side of the ball for us this year with over 2,500 yards receiving, 21 touchdowns, and averaging 156 yards per game. She was a game changer. She was probably the single most player they would game plan against when reaching us. She would have big plays on both sides of the ball, but even had touchdowns as far as 83 yards. So it was a big play threat. Good student as well, high GPA, and I just want to make sure we congratulate her and her family as well. Mariah Green. Next up, we have Naima Lindsay. She's also not here tonight, number 20. She was specifically honored tonight as our specialist as a rusher, also considered linebacker, but for her, it was specifically being a rusher. She was a transfer to us, and this is her first time receiving All-City awards. And when she came in, we immediately recognized her speed. She ended up being the fastest player on the team, and she made sure we proved that through making sure we did put her against everybody. Finding a position for her as she came in, she found a niche at rusher. She was relentless at it. Being a transfer, she actually only played 6 games before unfortunately having a season-ending injury, but she got 12 sacks in those 6 games, over 40 flag pulls, and just was a big, big difference for us as we got towards the end of that season, which unfortunately ended in the quarterfinals. So I want to wish her the best on her recovery. Please give it up for Naima Lindsay. With us here today is Cynthia Roberts. Cynthia Roberts is number 5. She won All-City for DB for us. She's a class of 27 sophomore, and this is her first time receiving All-City honors. Cynthia really came into her own this particular season as a defensive player for us. She had over 60 flag pulls. She's been a versatile player for us. She's listed here as a DB, but she also played rusher for us when we needed to. She played linebacker, and she went outside and played corner whenever we needed to. Really a Swiss Army knife on the defensive side of the ball. I think one of the biggest things that, aside from her stats, as you guys know on defense, some things just don't show up on the stat sheet. So when she's at corner, sometimes the ball wouldn't go her direction. She did have 3 big sacks on the season, 2 interceptions, 10 passes defended, and I think most noticeably is in that championship game. She was all over the field and had 12 flag pulls in just that game alone, so she really stepped her game up in that particular game. Again, proud of her development, and she's definitely deserving of this honor, and she is here with her mom, Sierra, tonight, so congratulations to you both. And once again, last but not least is Noriel Sparks, number 2. She received All-City honors this year as wide receiver. She also received All-City honors last season. She's a senior this year, And another great season for her. She was probably one of our top players last season, primarily as a running back. This year, she kind of shifted gears a little bit to focusing strictly on wide receiver with the adjustment the way the offense was going. And she had another fantastic season. This year, scoring 10 touchdowns in 8 games. She was probably the biggest playmaker that what people don't realize that it doesn't show up on the stat sheet is she is the queen of taking a 5-yard out and turning it into a 50-yard touchdown. She had a great ability to make people miss, shifty, and speed to finish the play. She averaged 73 yards per game receiving. She'll be missed as a senior and wish her the best in the future. Congratulations to her and her parents, Al and Noreen. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Melvin. I'm the head flag football coach at Tempe High, and we are here to recognize Victoria Arndt from Tempe as All-City Defensive Player. She was our #1 rusher. We had a little inconsistency on stats, but we averaged her at least 4 sacks per game. There were many games that we held scores down just because she could get to the quarterback before they could do anything. Victoria is highly supported by her family. We love to see the families out. Her mom, Cecilia, her dad, Gerald, and brother Daniel have escorted her here this evening, and we appreciate the support that they've given to her. Victoria came out to flag football the very first spring season we had, and she came from basketball. I was the basketball coach, and I told her, you need to bring your happy feet out to the field. And on day 1, and that's what they are, they're happy feet. They just love to run. So she came out, and she said, okay, what do I do? And I said, just get out there and run. Just run to wherever we tell you to run. And she would get there, and she would start pulling flags, and everything after that was her mission. That was her goal. So she's a fabulous student athlete. All of her classes, A's and B's, never have to worry about anything. She plans on going to college. She's kind of dibbled and dabbled in a few different areas that she's interested in, but nothing settled on yet. She's just an excellent player. We've started using her as a safety, which was also fabulous for us. So then we looked at, well, what can she do on offense? And so we're expecting next year to see her in some more offensive positions and using that quickness to help out the team. We appreciate all that she's done, her dedication. She lives very far from Tempe High, and for her to be there every day and committed to the team and committed to perfecting her position has been amazing, and we appreciate that. So just want to wish her luck. She's got one more year next year as a senior, and do good things.
Alrighty, next up on our program, boys swim and dive. Coaches, please come on up, bring your athletes.
All right, good evening. I'm Ron Musgrave, head swim coach for Corona del Sol, and I'm here to introduce Diego Silva and Landon Sutton. I'll talk about Diego first. Diego's the 100 breaststroke champ. He ended up winning the event by about 3.5 seconds, and he plans to go to ASU as a software engineer. He spends a lot of time, his free time, volunteering for NHS. And he also plays a lot of video games, Street Fighter, and hangs with friends. He's here supported by his sister and his mom and dad. Diego Silva. All right, and Landon Sutton, he was the 100 butterflyer all-city champ. He ended up 23rd at state. He was our Mr. Relay. He was on every relay that we had at state and an integral part in our success there at state. Landon's going to also end up at ASU, and he is also supported by his mom, dad, and brother, Landon Sutton and Diego Silva. Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm Greg Plank, boys and girls swim and dive coach. We have the boys up here right now. We're going to do them in order of the presentation of the order here. So we got Alex Bushko, Benjamin Hames, Joe Lucan, and Larry Wen. Start off with Alex Bushko. Alex is a lightning rod for the team. He is probably the musical major, I'd say. Be able to bring his boombox on all of the team trips, so it was never a quiet time. But that helps keep spirits up. In case we had a good meet, kept spirits high. Didn't have as good of a meet, brought him back up. Managed to qualify for 2 individuals and participated as well on the 200 medley relay at the state meet, scoring points on the medley relay. The 2 individual events, he probably could have made it back if he had gone best times, but he was very, very ill about the week before, which is a little bit of a common theme we had here. Unfortunately, this year we got the illness bug that came through. But outgoing senior, we'll definitely miss him, and wish he could come back for another one, but all city this year, and can't say any more besides that. All right, so then we have Benjamin T. Hames, which is in part because when we were doing his lineup for the state meet, there were no initials that were put in there, and I got a request for his middle initial of T. And I didn't quite know where we were coming from that, but partially because his nickname is Benji, but we wanted to be Benjamin for the state meet. So we're moving up and moving on as an outgoing senior, so stepping up from that perspective. In terms of career perspective, he is possibly going to be serving our nation after next year. We'll see where we go from there. I think he's trying to decide between possibly Air Force and Coast Guard. In terms of state meet performance, was able to score on 2 relays, on the 200 freestyle relay and 400 freestyle relay, as well as making finals in his 2 individual events, which were the 200 freestyle and the 500 freestyle. So if you add that up, there's 4 total freestyle options you can swim at the state meet, and he did all 4 of them. He did the 50, the 100, 200, and the 500, all in the same meet. So definitely glad to have him. We will definitely miss him, and we'll see what he does for us in the future. All right, so we got Joe Lucan up next. He is one of our versatile swimmers who made all-city in 2 events and chose to not swim one of those events at the state meet, instead choosing to swim another one and make finals in that one instead. So he was the 500 free 100 back at the all-city and the 200 IM and the 100 back at the state meet. He also was scoring in both relays that he was part of. He was on the medley relay as well as the 400 freestyle relay. And he was a double finalist in his events, a final in the 200 IM, and no, that was the 100 back, sorry. 100 back. I thought the reason the 200 IM came to my mind is if he had swum the time in finals that he did, if he swum his finals time in prelims, he would have made finals, and he would have been, I believe, 7th overall instead of 11th. So unfortunately, you can't move up when you're 1 to 10 and 11 to 20 in swimming. So that's where that came in. As in my mind, he was going to be in both. But even though he qualified 11th, he finished 11th, so you can't argue with those results in increasing your performance, as well as putting himself into the top 10 for DV in the 100 back. I forgot to mention that Benjamin also made top 10 all-time for DV in the 500 free, so sorry to go one step back there. So congratulations for Joe on a great season. Joe is a returning swimmer next year since he's a junior, so we'll hopefully see a little bit even more improvement from there, and we're looking forward to seeing that. All right, so Larry is another unique aspect for finishing our season out. Our sprint freestylers, we had some unique situations toward the end of the year. Sickness bug decided to get him the day of the state meet prelims. So we started going through, can he still participate? Because if you can't participate in prelims, you can't make finals. So we were fortunate enough that he was just enough on the tail end of it, got cleared that morning after getting there a little bit late, was able to fight through it, made A finals in the 50 freestyle, did not make it back in the 100 freestyle. He just was gassed at that point, but then was able to come back the next day and finish up 10th in the 50 freestyle, as well as our 200 and 400 freestyle relay anchors. For the all-city meet, he decided to make things a little bit interesting, decided to win the 50 free, and gave everyone a little bit of a head start for the 100 freestyle. Rumor has it the mic behind the block wasn't quite working, but decided to come back and finish that one up strong and win it outright at that point. So if he'd been a little bit more healthy at the state meet, we definitely had 2 finals out of him. From an academic standpoint, we have a 4.0 cumulative and a 5.0 weighted, and number 1 in class at that point with 11 APs. He is possibly looking at neurosurgery or music for his career beyond high school. So he's definitely a gifted athlete and a gifted student. So congratulations for him, and thank you much.
I think I can start. I'm here to present for Charlie Pabst. Charlie Pabst is a graduating senior at McClintock High School. He is a diver. He is supported by his parents, Katie and Michael Pabst. Charlie started diving as a freshman with no experience. He excelled and qualified and competed in the state championships. I was super excited for the next 4 years. But Charlie decided he had other plans. He wanted to explore other options. He does have many talents after all. Charlie is an accomplished cellist. He is in the Gilbert Town Fiddlers and in the Phoenix Youth Orchestra. He's won full scholarships to world-class summer music festivals for the past 3 summers and recently soloed with the Chandler Symphony when he won their concerto competition. He also is a 4-year letterman in boys volleyball. But moving back to swim and dive, after taking 2 years off, Charlie finally decided to come back to dive. I couldn't have been happier. During his senior year with swim and dive, Charlie was an exemplary role model for the other divers. He served as a mentor. He helped encourage them. He helped them with their technique. And he also worked very hard himself and made it to state meet again, finishing 12th place. I could not have been more proud of this young man, peaking at the right time and doing so well. He has a bright future ahead of him, and please give it up for Charlie Pabst, the 2024 Tempe All-City Diver.
All right, folks, let's have the ladies come up. Girls swim and dive. Coaches?
All right, it is my absolute pleasure to talk about Catherine Sanz, the diving All-City champion from Corona del Sol. My name is Casey Hoffer. I'm the dive coach at Corona del Sol. Katie, this was her third year as an Aztec diver. She had a phenomenal season. She scored in the top 3 in every dual meet that we had, winning 4 of them. Third in the other 2. She won 1 Brophy invite and was top 10 at the other Brophy invite. She qualified for state for the 2nd year in a row, and this is her 2nd All-City championship. And she's only a junior, so we have a whole other year. I am stoked to see where she goes. She's starting her recruiting process, so that's very exciting. And she's been a leader on the team. She was our dive captain this year as well, leading the girls and helping them with technique and rooting them on, and it was really incredible to see the growth from her freshman year to now. And I'm very excited and very privileged to see what you do in your senior year. So, Katie Sanz.
All right, Coach Ron Musgrave again. Here to recognize sophomore Tila Tomatich, right next to me. She is the 100 backstroke All-City champ. She won that event and also broke our school record with a time of 58.60. She ended up 6th in the 100 fly at state and then 7th in the 100 back. Plenty more years left in her career. She got 2 more years, so look forward to great things to come in the future for Tila. Congratulations.
All right, we're actually going to go in the reverse order from the bottom to the top for the ladies here, and there's a slight reason for that as we go through there. So we have Alexandra Sasha Volkova, we have Holland Stocker, we have Melissa Sainidajad, and I'm only going to do that once, Alexa Largent, and Ellie Kaiser. So starting with Sasha Volkova, Sasha was the key for our team's breaststroke. Whether she liked it or not, I'm pretty sure she swam at just about every meet, simply because A, she's very good at it, and B, we didn't have a lot of people that could win races in breaststroke besides her this year. So when we got to the state meet, she was, of course, breaststroker on the medley relay. She was also the 50 freestyler for our 200 freestyle relay. Those relays were 4th and 3rd place overall. She also has 2 individual events. She had the 200 IM, 100 breaststroke. Both of those were A finals. She placed 8th and 5th. In the 100 breast was 5th. The 200 IM was 8th. Those were both all-time top 10 team times. In terms of her academic career, she is a cumulative 4.0 unweighted. Fall semester was 4.667, so not only fast in the water, but fast at learning in school and able to show it. So happy to see her. We get 2 more years of her since she is a sophomore, and that way continue to improve and see if we can bump up from there, keep that 4.0. All right, Holland Stocker is our 50 and 100 freestyle specialist, although she also can swim other events as well. Was on the fast track towards setting multiple team records that she already owned in terms of top 10 finishes. This year, she obviously was the victor in the 50 and 100 freestyle at the All-City meet, ranked in the top 3 in both of those events for the state meet. However, we wound up with an injury bug that derailed her and ultimately was not able to compete in the state meet and had to withdraw from there. But definitely would have been a dual state finalist. And in the relays that she would have participated on, any of the 3 that she wanted to probably at that point, would have been possible state champions. We'll see from there. We'll never know because we can't go back from there, but hopefully she is able to heal up and be ready for next year. She is also a cumulative 4.0 grade point average with the 4.8 weighted fall semester. So looking forward to having her come back, both from the school standpoint and from the sports standpoint. All right, Melissa was able to be the champion of the 100 fly. She was one of a few of our teammates that could choose some events to swim at the state meet. She had a couple of different options to choose from. Ultimately went with the 200 free and the 100 fly. I think she's not willing to admit it, but I think she was probably a little bit under the weather in the state meet, as best times would have placed her into some of the final events. But it just wasn't quite there. But the good news is that as a sophomore, she's got 2 more cracks at it in the next couple of years. So it's an achievement to just make the state meet, and we look forward to seeing her performance go from there as well. She is a cumulative 3.846 with a 4.5 weighted fall semester. So another one of our academic athletes as well. All right, and Alexa Largent. We're going to start with GPA because I think this is a fun stat. Alexa has a 0.00 GPA cumulative because she's a freshman, so she hasn't completed a full semester yet. But with that being said, her fall cumulative was 4.5 weighted, so I suspect that we'll see her on that cumulative list coming up in the future here. As a freshman, she was able to win the 200 IM, actually in a tie with someone we'll see coming up soon. So that was nice to be able to share that with another athlete as well and qualify from there. She was on 2 of our state meet relays. She was on the medley relay, which was 4th, and the 400 freestyle relay, which was 5th. Individually, as a freshman, she made 2 A finals. So she was the 200 IM, which was number 6th place, and the 500 free, where she was 7th, which both cracked top 10 times for DV history as well. So we have a few years, hopefully, to come from her. I suspect that we'll have some competition among some of these ladies here next year because all 5 of them up here are actually returning this next year. So we're good from there. So please applause for Alexa. All right, so we reversed the order because Ellie was doing the 200 freestyle and the 500 freestyle, repeating first place, won the all-city in both, and then just decided to win the high school state meet in both. She was returning champion in the 500, first-time champion in the 200 this year, as well as participating in the 200 freestyle relay for 3rd and the 400 freestyle relay for 5th. She is planning, after coming back next year, to go to the University of Wisconsin, where she has a verbal signature from there. 500 freestyle potentially may become All-American. We don't know. We'll have to see. She made the consideration time, so it will depend on what else goes on out there. But that's why we saved Ellie, because it's hard to beat number 1, and we hope to see her back in the same place next year. And I did forget with the boys. I said that I was going to do it this way for the boys, but we do want to also thank all the parents for all the athletes. Just with the sheer numbers of them, I didn't do a head count on the way in, but all of their families and siblings are usually here. So I see a few of them in the audience. I suspect they're all here, but let's give your parents a good applause for helping out. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Felissa Dixon, and I am the head boys and girls swim coach at McClintock High School. And I am here to honor Yana Stozkos, accompanied tonight by her parents and her brother. Yana is an incredible human. overall incredible human. As a student, she's in the Peggy Payne Academy, excelling with a 4.67 GPA. As a teammate, she was among the first to get in the water, only once with a few extra scratches. She always pushed herself, she wanted faster intervals, and she kept it positive every single day. She took instruction technique well and always wanted to improve. Even if she was sick at a meet, she gave it her all at every event and supported her teammates. Beyond this attitude and character, she's an incredible athlete. She's here tonight, tying for first at the All-City meet in the 200 individual medley. She qualified for state in every event that she swam this year. So at state, she was able to compete in 2 relays and 2 individual events. Swimming all season best times, she placed 3rd at state in the 200 IM and 5th in the 100 breaststroke, as well as scoring on both the 200 and 400 freestyle relays. I'm really impressed by everything that Yana has accomplished, both in the classroom and in the water, and overall with her amazing character. It's been incredible to get to know her, and I really look forward to her next 2 years. Thank you.
A lot of movement out there. Looks like girls volleyball is coming up. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ben Maxfield. I'm the head volleyball coach at Corona del Sol. I first want to thank the Tempe All-City Association for always honoring and recognizing these athletes. I'd also like to thank our AD Sly Glover and David Huffine for all their support for our girls volleyball program. These 4 young women helped our team to finish as state runner-ups this year for the 6A conference. Since 2016, this volleyball team has made the Final Four or further every year except for the COVID year. And they all bring the same characteristics. They work hard in the classroom, on the court, and more importantly, they're great people, they're great students, and they're great citizens on our campus. So we're just going to go in age order here to make it nice and simple. So we'll start off with sophomore Addie Chang. She's here tonight with her parents, Kathy and Eric, and one of her younger sisters, Amelia. Addie's a sophomore, and this is her first year being honored for the Tempe All-City team. Addie is our setter and did an amazing job of leading on the court and setting up her hitters for success. She handled the pressure of setting in the toughest region in volleyball like a champion, and she led the 6A conference with assists per set. For her hard work and success, she was named to the All-Central Region 2nd team. Addie is a student of the game and is always looking for ways to improve and get better. She is also an astounding student and has a 4.5 GPA. I'm excited to watch Addie continue to grow as a person and a volleyball player and see where she ends up at the next level. Congratulations, Addie, on an excellent season. Next up, we have the next shortest one here, Erin Clark. She is here tonight with her parents, Ryan and Jill, and her brother, Brandon. Erin is a junior, and this is Erin's 3rd year being named to the All-City team. Statistically, Erin was top 3 in the 6A conference with digs and aces, and she also served as a captain on our team. She is always encouraging to her teammates, and she practices what she preaches. She was named to the 2nd team All-Central Region for the 2nd consecutive year. Off the court, she maintains a weighted GPA of 4.68 and is involved in the National Honor Society. She is verbally committed to the University of Alabama. Congratulations on another fantastic season, Erin, and I'm glad we have you back for one more year. Okay, Hayden, the taller one over here. Hayden Connor is here tonight with her mom, Jerry, and her sister, Kira. Hayden is a junior, and this is her 2nd year being named to the Tempe All-City team. Hayden showed tremendous growth from the end of last season to now, positioning herself as one of the top middle blockers in the state. She led the conference for middle blockers for kills per set and was top 3 in hitting efficiency and blocks. Hayden is a hard worker on the court, and she loves to have fun off the court. She's becoming quite the TikTok star, so go ahead and look her up for her dancing. Hayden earned First Team Central Region and First Team 6A Conference for her work this year. Like the others, she gets it done in the classroom, maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Hayden has also verbally committed to play at the University of Washington upon graduating. We are looking forward to having Hayden back for one more year as we make another push for another state title. Congratulations on an incredible season, Hayden. And last, and in orange over there, Alyssa Aguayo is here tonight with her mom, Angelica Mejia, and her sister, Ashlyn. It makes me very sad to announce that Alyssa finally is a senior. She has started for us since she was a freshman at the outside hitter position, and this is the third year she has been part of the All-City team. In her 4 seasons, she helped the Aztecs to 2 Final Four finishes, a state runner-up, and a state championship. Alyssa does it all well and at a high level. She finished the season as a leader in almost every statistical category for the 6A Conference. Besides being named to the Central Region and 6A Conference first teams for the 3rd consecutive year, this year she was voted the Player of the Year for the 6A Conference. And I think that deserves some applause. Alyssa plays poised, does not get flustered, and shows a maturity on the court well beyond her years. This was her 2nd season as a captain, where she led by example. She is very coachable, is well liked by everyone. In the classroom, she gets it done as well, maintaining a 3.6 GPA, and is also involved in the National Honor Society. Alyssa will be playing next year at the University of Illinois, a top-tier volleyball program in the Big Ten. She plans on majoring on business operations management. Congratulations, Alyssa, on not only an amazing season, but a phenomenal career as an Aztec. Congratulations.
Good evening. I want to say congratulations to all of the athletes receiving Tempe All-City Awards. This is a big deal, so congratulations. Also, thank you to the Tempe All-City Committee for putting on such a great award ceremony, and for all the school principals and athletic directors for being here tonight. I have 2 athletes that I'm going to recognize, and our first one is Callie Lippo, who is here with her parents, Jim and Andrea. Callie Lippo is one of our captains this season and has a great hustle mentality, especially during competition. She is receptive to feedback on the court and is coachable. Callie was an instrumental part of our team's success this season, and her athleticism is a valued asset to this team and program. Callie also received all tournament team honors at the Westwood Tournament in September. She was voted Defensive Player of the Year on varsity by her teammates this season, and she was also selected for the Central All-Region Honorable Mention. Callie has been on varsity since her freshman year and has accumulated 83 aces, 130 assists, and 627 digs during her volleyball career at Desert Vista. She is balanced playing indoor volleyball, beach volleyball, and club volleyball while holding a 4.2 weighted GPA. I am very proud of Callie's accomplishments, and I'm looking forward to having Callie back for one more season next year. Next, I'm recognizing Kenzie Maldonado, who is here with her mother, Trish, tonight. Kenzie Maldonado is an incredibly gifted athlete. She is coachable, has integrity, and a strong work ethic in the weight room. Kenzie is a team player, and she will play any position to the best of her ability that you place her in. She was an instrumental part of our team's success this season, especially as an offensive threat. Kenzie was voted Offensive Player of the Year by her teammates this season and selected for Central All-Region Honorable Mention. As a Desert Vista varsity volleyball player, Kenzie has accumulated 12 aces, 14 solo blocks, 39 block assists, 40 digs, and 241 kills during her time at Desert Vista. Kenzie is balanced playing indoor volleyball, club volleyball, running varsity track, and being an active member in the Athletic Leadership Volleyball Society Club while holding a 4.66 weighted GPA. I am also very proud of Kenzie's accomplishments, and I look forward to coaching her next fall. Good job, girls.
look for honor, no speech. No. I just found out that I was doing this, so I don't have anything in writing, but that doesn't mean I'm not absolutely thrilled to present Katie, who is here with her parents, some of her teammates from high school, and some of her club teammates. I'm very honored that I could step in for Justine, Coach Justine this year, because she had to take maternity leave, and was extremely honored because I knew that I'd get to coach Katie. I don't have her stats, even though I love stats, so it's kind of surprising that I don't have her stats. But I think you all know that she deserves to be an all-city setter because she got voted for this position. So I want to talk just a little bit about the Katie off the court. Katie is a leader. She's captain of her varsity team. She's a captain of her club team. She is extremely uplifting, will always support her teammates, and she's involved in a cause that's very near and dear to me, which is Special Olympics, so I love that. I often talk to parents at the beginning of every season, and I tell the parents what they should say to their daughters or their sons or their athletes after a win or a loss on that drive home. And what we say that it's always appropriate to tell your parents, tell your kids, have your parents tell your kids, I love watching you play. And that's never more true because I can honestly say, Katie, I love watching you play.
Okay, folks, we're up to football, and we're going to do that just a little differently. We're going to bring the athletes and the coaches up by age of the school and have the coaches bring up all of their football players. So that way they don't have to go back and forth, offense, defense, and special teams. So first up will be Tempe High, then McClintock, then Marcos, Corona, Mountain Point, and Desert Vista. So the Buffaloes, let's start with Tempe High. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Freeman. I'm the head football coach at the Tempe High, since we are the oldest high school out here, so got to put that "the" in there. Tonight, I represent two young men that have been in my program since I arrived at Tempe 3 years ago, Arthur Murphy and Carlos Hernandez Aldaba. First, we'll talk about Carlos. Carlos is our captain, our emotional leader, has played every position on the offensive line, does as you ask him to do, yes sir, no sir type of guy. If we need something from Carlos, he takes off and does it. That's a testament to his parents, Carlos Sr. and his mother, Maria. Both have taught this young man to be great. It's a bittersweet moment tonight because this is his last year for me. I really do appreciate everything Carlos has done for our program. It's more than football with Carlos as well, too. He's a leader, a mentor in our program with our young freshmen coming into the program. This is a young man that is a lunch pail kid. And what I mean by that is he goes to work, clocks in after school, and does a phenomenal job on the football field. We had some issues with penalties this year of, pancaking guys a little bit too long, but I'll take it. Carlos, thank you so much. Your dedication to our program means a lot. It goes beyond awards. It goes beyond recognition of what you've done for us here at Tempe High School. This is Carlos's first All-City Award. He's also a 3A Metro All-Region First Team Offensive Lineman. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos Hernandez Aldaba. Next up, I actually met this young man a few years ago when he was in junior high school. I was teaching at Westwood High School. He was going to Carson. junior high. We actually bumped into each other at Quick Trip, and he didn't say excuse me. So I gave him the Coach Freeman look, which is, they've all seen it, that he immediately said, sorry, sir, I apologize. And who would have known, a couple years later, I'm his head coach. Arthur is a selfless young man. What I mean by that, is my first year coaching, he was a sophomore. He was had ambitions of playing tight end. Our left tackle went down with an ACL injury. He came to me and said, Coach Freeman, I'll step in and play left tackle for us. By far the worst left tackle I've ever coached. But the determination of being that teammate, and that's led him to now. This young man was phenomenal. He's paved the way for a lot of our young kids coming to our program. He's waited his time, and which is something that a lot of kids don't do now, is he's waited 3 years to be in the spot he's in now. This young man is not only an all-city representation of tight end, he's a 3A Metro first team all tight end. He is a 3A All-State second team tight end, and just recently, as of last week, he was nominated and given the award of 12 Sports Friday Night Fever All-Team Arizona. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the amazing, the awesome Arthur Murphy. Arthur's represented by his mom, his dad, and his uncle. This is Arthur's first All-City Award, and we're proud to have him. Thank you guys for your time. Enjoy your night. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Mike Sanchez. I'm representing McClintock High School this evening. First off, I'd like to thank Miss Arroyo, our principal, our athletic director, Jermaine Whitaker, and the Tempe All-City Association for recognizing our athletes. First off, we're going to go in the order of the picture here. We have Jackson Knutson, our quarterback, first team quarterback. He's our senior quarterback / playmaker. Jackson's a fierce competitor, a great quarterback, and he was our leader on and off the field. He directed one of the state's best offenses. He passed for 3,796 yards, which was number 1 in Arizona, with 47 touchdowns. He accounted for 3,978 total yards, which was number 2 in all of Arizona. You know, he's special, and we were all lucky to see him toss that ball around, and he raised our program to a new level this year. He was a finalist for the Ed Doherty Award. He was a finalist for the Gatorade Player of the Year Award. He won the Golden Arm Award for Friday Night Fever. He was the Offensive Player of the Year for the Santan region. Jackson Knutson, congratulations. Offensive lineman Michael Sanchez. He's a 2-year letterman here for the Chargers. He played left guard for us this season. Michael was our most reliable offensive lineman. He had a great work ethic and was able to communicate with his fellow players and coaches on the sideline and throughout games. You know, when times got crazy, he seemed to be the voice of reason and was able to get our kids to regroup. Michael trapped, pulled, down blocked, pass blocked. He got the job done, and he did everything we asked of him. Michael was also first team Santan offensive lineman. Michael Sanchez. Our next one up is Khalil Bender. He was our first team wide receiver. He's a junior for us, played defensive back, and he's just another playmaker we had out on the field this year. Throughout the season, everybody saw him make unbelievable catches. He goes up and high points the ball as well as anybody I've seen. Runs great routes and is smooth on his cuts. He's made many DBs look bad this year. He ended the season with 1,000 receiving yards, 11 touchdowns on offense. He also had 6 interceptions as a corner on our defense with over 35 tackles. Bender was a superstar on both sides of the ball for us. Khalil Bender was also first team Santan region wide receiver. Khalil Bender. Next one is David DeLeon. David DeLeon was our first team defensive lineman. David was a senior defensive end for us. He was a returning letterman. David brought a toughness to our defense. David had over 8 sacks, and he had 8 sacks and over 75 tackles. Provided the defense with an intensity and desire to get to the ball. David caused turnovers, had tackles for loss, came up with big plays when we needed him to, and he anchored that defensive line with pride. David was also voted Santan Defensive Lineman. David DeLeon. Alexander Bryce, first team defense, was voted for linebacker. Alexander Bryce for linebacker, he was a linebacker / strong safety for us this year. He's a 3-year letterman for the Chargers. Bryce was the leader of our defense. Every time we needed a big play, he'd deliver a big hit and gave us momentum throughout the season. Bryce is a student of the game. It was like having a coach out there on the field with the guys. He always found a way to get to the ball and make tackles. Bryce ended the season with 132 total tackles, which was number 1 in all of 5A. That was 47 solo, 85 assisted. Alex was our MVP on the defensive side of the ball for us this year at McClintock. Bryce was also voted first team defense for the Santan region. Alexander Bryce. Next up was Kamon Jackson. He was voted first team specialist / athlete. He's a senior wide receiver, defensive back / playmaker. Kamon's an athlete. I've coached football for 28 years, and Kamon made some plays that I'd never seen before on the field. He's dynamic, explosive, and he's really a competitor. He went out there driven each and every day. With his athletic ability, made play after play for us at McClintock. On offense this year, he ended the season with 1,330 receiving yards, which was number 1 in all of Arizona. 34 touchdowns, number 3 in Arizona. 214 total points, number 2 in Arizona. And 1,773 total yards. Crazy numbers. On defense, he had 67 tackles, 8 forced fumbles, 7 pass deflections, 2 interceptions. Those are video game numbers. It's an unbelievable senior year. Kamon was a playmaker for us on both sides of the ball. He was a finalist for the Ed Doherty Award. He was also a finalist for Gatorade Player of the Year. He was voted Santan Region Player of the Year. Kamon Jackson. Our last is Amari Scroggins, a senior wide receiver defensive back. He was voted first team for kick returner here for Tempe All City. I knew Amari was a good athlete, but I saw him make some unbelievable plays this year. He's an athlete who's very tough. And being a wide receiver, you would see him make some plays, but he's an even better blocker just by showing his toughness. He was pinning those corners and D-backs to the ground and making plays for allowing our other kids to make plays. He ended the season with 1,131 yards receiving, which was number 5 in all of Arizona and 2 in 5A. He had 14 touchdowns. He had an impact on both sides of the ball because he also played corner and was a punt returner and kick return specialist for us. Amari is a total football player. All these guys, Jackson, DeLeon, Alex, Kamon, Amari, you're all seniors and you're going to be deeply missed at McClintock, and we appreciate everything you did for us on and off the field. Thank you, McClintock Chargers.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Figueroa, and I'm the head football coach at Marcos de Niza High School. I'd like to start by thanking our administration and the families that are here in attendance here supporting these great young men. I'll start by class. Our third one in, Cortez Young, is a freshman. And he only started playing football a couple of years ago. And for a freshman to come in and make the impact that he has made, I haven't seen that in quite some time. Cortez, he also received East Sky first team all-region at safety as well. He's a hard worker. He's a guy that I rely on. He's a guy that also just leads by example, and you can see that already in the weight room. He shows up every single day, 6:45, ready to lift. He plays basketball, and he's doing nothing but help our football team. I'm super appreciative of the effort and the energy and just the love that he has for Marcos football, and I know that I'm going to have a great 3 years to come with Cortez Young. Again, Cortez Young, thank you. Our next young man, Nicolasi Tangawia, he is a junior. He is a transfer here at Marcos Deniza, and he's done nothing but help our program spiritually, physically, mentally. He's been a tremendous asset on both sides of the ball. He is also a first-team all-region recipient. This is his second year receiving all-city honors. I know that he is just going to do nothing but take this to the next level going into his senior year, where this year he had over 55 tackles and 17 tackles for loss. I know that for him, that's not good enough, and I know we're going to get a lot more from him next year. I'm excited to have him for another year. Nicolasi. A senior, Cyprian Patton here. Cyprian has been with our program for 3 years, and he's been a tremendous asset for our program. He's a 3-year varsity letterman. He is a second-team all-region recipient, and this is his first year receiving all-city honors. He is a guy that goes full head of steam, 100%, 10 toes down when he is on that field. He is a guy that has made everyone better around him. He had approximately over 50 tackles and 5 sacks this season. And he's done nothing but make our defense better with his physicality, with his leadership, and I'm going to miss Cyprian deeply. So thank you, Cyprian. Before I forget, I was going over the stats for a lot of these guys. I don't want to miss Cortez. I'm going to go back to him real quick. He had over 46 tackles this year as a freshman. Our last young man, Julian Jones, he's been with me for 4 years. He's been a varsity letterman for the past 2 years. He's been a team captain for the past 2 years. He was an all-region player last year. He's a second-team all-region player this year. This is his second year receiving all-city honors. Julian had approximately 96 tackles and 5 sacks with a few forced fumbles and some picks. I can't say enough about Julian. He's been that guy that I've leaned on over the last 4 years to just make our program that much better. I'm excited for what is to come for him, and I'm super appreciative of what he's done for this program. He's left it better than when he got it. So thank you, guys.
All right. My name's Jake Barrow. I was the football coach at Corona del Sol this past season. I'm going to start talking about the one player who's not here. That's Tariq Zembegovic. He is at a soccer game tonight, but he's kind of a special story, right? Never played football before. I don't even think he had kicked a football until February of last year, when we were looking for a kicker and just kind of open tryout, so to speak, in the 7th hour soccer class, and he stepped up and hit a 52-yard field goal. We said maybe this guy can do it. So he worked at it all spring, all summer, went to the Coles camp in Texas and was ranked a 4-star kicker by Coles, and has done a tremendous job. He's got some interest to kick at the next level from a couple schools. I think Cal Poly is where he's leaning. Just kind of an interesting story for a kid that's just played soccer his whole life. All of a sudden decides to start kicking a football and looks like he's probably going to go play at the next level. So that's our first young man who's at a soccer game right now, Tariq Zimbegovic. All right, next up we have Joey Titano. Joey was our center this past season. He's a 3-year starter for us. Team captain, one of those young men that you wish every freshman had his work ethic, right? So that over the course of their time here with us, they can develop into, the full potential player that they can be. And Joey really embodies that, right? Undersized offensive lineman, never let that slow him down, never let that stop him, all right? We played against some really good interior D linemen this year, and Joey graded out tremendously throughout the course of the season. So he's done a really, really great job for us, not only on the field, but as a leader off of it. And he's just a young man that a lot of our younger freshman, sophomore linemen look up to. Tremendous football IQ as well. That's Joey Titano. Next up, we have Kian Abril. Kian was our middle linebacker for us, captain of the defense, another player that just has a tremendous football IQ when it comes to making the decisions on the defense, making the calls, making adjustments based on how the offense lines up. He was like having an extension of our coaching staff on the field. Kian really, really does a great job just kind of rallying the troops and keeping the players focused, keeping the defense on the field focused on the task at hand during the game. And we're really grateful to have him. I'm grateful to have coached him the last 3 years because he gives you everything he's got. Really, really tough, hard-nosed kid that you can count on him to give you everything anytime he's in the game. That's Kian Abril. The last one is Dominic Ruiz. So Dominic is a special player to me. He's probably the most mentally tough player I've ever coached. To be able to battle through injuries and finish games in crucial moments, something I haven't seen a player do quite to his level. He's really a special young man when it comes to just putting the team first in every situation and continually being a role model and being a leader for our younger guys. Statistically, I hate to make these things about stats because it's about so much more than that, but he did finish the regular season leading 6A in touchdowns and all-purpose yards. So he did a tremendous job on the field. But I think the biggest attribute that he has as a football player that leads to his success is the person he is and how mentally tough he is to fight through adversity. So gonna finish up real quick because all 3 of these young men do have opportunities to go on and play at the next level. Dominic is committed to Idaho State. Kian has 4 or 5 offers right now. He's still looking at taking some visits. Joey, same situation, has a lot of opportunities, looking at possibly going the JUCO route for a year or 2, and seeing where the future takes these young men. So their future football successes are still to be seen, and I am excited to follow them. I am just grateful that they allowed me to be a small part of that at this point. So grateful to be your guys' coach, and can't wait to see what the future holds.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Eric Lauer. I was the head coach at Mountain Point High School this year. We have a great group of guys represented up here this evening. Maybe you don't realize how difficult it is to receive All-City. It is so competitive, you can't vote for your own player. It is out of the respect of your peer coaches and how these guys play against our neighboring school that allows them to get such awards. So we don't take that lightly and appreciate it greatly. The only one that's not here this evening is Chase Shoemate. Chase is on his way back from Texas. He was playing in the blue-gray game today at 1 o'clock and actually had 3 picks and was the game's most valuable player. So we hope he gets back safely from his trip. Chase had 47 tackles, 2 interceptions. He also returned kickoffs at 30 yards a clip on the average. He also was first team All-Region for us this year and All-State honorable mention. Chase is committed to San Diego State this year. Chase Shoemate. My first and tallest offensive lineman here, Aaron Thomas. His father, Eric, and Raven are sitting in the audience along with his brother. Actually, JT's picture's up here. That's his brother, but this is Aaron. So we have a mistake there. Sorry about that. Aaron has just changed positions this year. He was on the defensive side for the last 2 years, but transitioned over to the offensive line this year for us and did a great job. Aaron holds offers from ASU, U of A, Minnesota, NAU, Cal, Georgia State. Broke his hand towards the end of the season. I think it actually helped him to play even harder on the offensive line. We're expecting great things from him next year. He does hit all the measurables as you see from his size, but just a real good teammate and player, very coachable this year. Aaron Thomas. Thank you, Aaron. Francisco Arduino. His mother and father, Francisco and Veronica, are in the stands as well. Francisco moved here from Mexico, was a great kicker for us this year. We allowed our talents to show on the field. He had 18 attempts, 10 field goals, longest of 54 yards. He had 40 touchbacks in the end zone and was 27 for 27 for our PATs. He also was first team All-Region, and today he made first team All-State as a kicker. Francisco Arduino, thank you. Running back, Jamarlon Otis, Bobo, running back this year, did a great job for us. He moved here from Louisiana this year as a senior, but he fit in greatly in our program, became a team player right away, rushed for 653 yards, 11 touchdowns. He also made first team All-Region. He was an Ed Doherty finalist, played a little injured and hurt towards the end of the season, but every week he rehabbed, got himself together so he could show up and be a great team player every Friday night. Jamarlon, we appreciate you. He also has some offers. He's going to be taking some visits right after the holidays, but he will be playing college football next year. Also is a 3.1 GPA, real good student in the classroom and handling business there. Bobo, thank you. Rollin Dillard Allen, Dad Bobby's here. One thing I want to say real quick, all the parents of these young men up here are greatly engaged in the lives of their young men, and I appreciate that. And Rollin's dad and mother's no exceptions. Rollin had 7 interceptions this year, was tied for 6A for the regular season. Returned those for an average of 16.5 yards. He also returned kickoffs at 35 yards a kick, had an 86-yard kickoff return, had a 103-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, which is a school record for the region. He was Defensive Player of the Year, and he also made First Team All-State today. He will be attending the University of Washington next year. Rylan was a great leader on the back end of our defense. We hate to see you leave, but we can't wait to see what you do going forward. Thank you, Rylan. Jalen Coulter, his father Jesse is back there in the corner. Thanks for the support. Jalen had 112 tackles this year. Two-time captain. He just became the third all-time leading tackler for a season here at Mountain Point this year with another year to go. Just exciting all around. Player on the field, leader on the field, held down that second level of our defense, chasing people down, hawking people down. Real good student in the classroom. He has offers from Oregon, ASU, Nevada, UNLV, Oregon State, and Duke. These guys do a great job in the classroom, and we're excited for what he's going to do going into his senior year next year. Jalen Coulter, thank you, sir. Caleb Jones. Caleb's been up here 4 times since he was a freshman, making All-City. Started as a freshman on the offensive line, transitioned to defensive line this year. Did a great job for us, has had some setbacks with injuries, but he always gets himself back in shape, rehabs in a great way, and performed great for us this year. He had 47 tackles. He was someone that was double teamed on a regular basis that made it real hard for him to get individual accolades, but he cleaned stuff up for our linebackers and our secondary to clean things up. 5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He was first team All-Region, and he also made first team All-State today. He will be attending the University of Arizona, where his mom Kendra is out there. She attended as well. We're so excited. He'll be down the road, and we'll be able to see him on a regular basis. Great job, Caleb. Tyreek Washington. Mother Tyrone and Felicia are here in the audience. Tyreek also plays basketball. Very athletic young man who has a lot of size, but real good feet. Probably our best-footed offensive lineman this year. He played center. He played some guard. He played some tackle. I would expect him to see him on the other side of the ball next year as well. This is his first year making All-City, second team All-Region, and we're excited for him. It's only his junior year for what he's going to do next year. We're just so thankful that Mountain Point has been able to represent with the players and the student athletes that we have. We thank you so much again for this honor. Mountain Point football is here and not going anywhere, and we thank you kindly. Have a great evening.
All right. My name is Jake McSpadden, head coach at Desert Vista. Thank you for everybody that stuck around. We're going to finish this thing out for us. First, I want to start with Isaac Price. He's a senior wide receiver for us. He had an exceptional year on the field and in the classroom. He's a 2-year starter. He was the number 1 receiver in the 6A conference at the end of the regular season. He was a first-team all-region selection. 62 catches, 1,061 yards, 8 touchdowns, and he also had 1 passing touchdown for 80 yards. He's a great football player. He's got a bright future ahead of him. He's got multiple offers across multiple different levels of college football. He plans to study biology and pursue a career in either medical or dental. I'm really excited that I got to coach this kid for the last couple of years, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Isaac Price. Next up, I have Andrew Hoyt. He's a junior linebacker for us. I'll call him Hoyt the entire time because I can't call him Andrew. It seems weird. So Hoyt, middle backer for us. He played every single special teams for us as well. He is a true kid who will do anything that you ask him to do on the field. So we appreciate that from you, Mr. Hoyt. He was a top 5 linebacker in 6A. He was a first-team all-region selection as a linebacker as well. He had 115 total tackles on the season, 4 of those for tackles for a loss and a sack as well. Hoyt's another exceptional student athlete. He's got a 4.6 GPA. He's a junior. Thankfully, we get to have him come back for one more season. After he finishes his last season at Desert Vista, he plans to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and played college football. And we are excited to have him back, to say the least. So, Andrew Hoyt. And finally, our weapon, as we like to call him up here, Jonas Snow. He's a junior. He's our punter. Jonas was a second-team all-region selection. He's a top 10 punter in 6A conference. He had 30 punts on the year as a 39 average, 6 of those being inside of the 20. Another outstanding student athlete with a 4.0 GPA who, after completing his next season at Desert Vista, plans to pursue aviation and potentially play some college football. So I just want to thank all 3 of these guys and congratulate them on being first-time all-city selections at Desert Vista, and we appreciate everything they've done and appreciate everybody for sticking around for us. And one more time, these gentlemen right here, Desert Vista Football.
We do appreciate the folks that have stuck around. We know we got some folks out in the lobby right there. They're taking photos out there. There's some refreshments. Once again, a huge round of applause for these great athletes and their families. On behalf of the Tempe All-City Association, thank you for coming out, and have a safe trip home and have a great holiday as well. Thank you.